First of all, as you know, I'm not really a Keith Olbermann fan anymore.
Well,
I was.
Yeah, you pretended to be married to him at one point.
Politically, I was a fan.
Right.
But again, he's a very plain-spoken, which is why people like him. But again, they keep spinning things, something that very clearly was not a death threat or a physical threat. So Scott Jennings is the conservative on CNN. He alerted the FBI, Kash Patel, to a perceived threat from Keith Olbermann. Olbermann had tweeted, "You're next, mother," but he obviously was talking about his job. He wasn't talking about violence. And so he was talking about it was part of a thread of responses to Jennings' mockery of the reinstatement of Jimmy Kimmel Live. They obviously were talking about TV shows. And he said, so Olbermann, after Kimmel was reinstated, said, "We won, you stupid pieces of..." Last fold to fascism was last week. Now we get the fascists off real TV. That means your career is next, Jennings. Send a tape to Real America's Voice, but keep mugging for the camera, amateur. So you may have thought it's mean or it's... But he clearly was not... trust me, I've had FBI-worthy death threats. That was not a death threat. That was obviously a threat about his career. And it's just... But they're all just like, no, we're the only victims of all this... I mean, and Laura Loomer has the president's ear. She's not she is lunatic fringe, but the lunatic fringe now is in the Trump administration.
Yes, in the Oval Office, like every day.
Right.
Giving him advice.
Right. Gavin Newsom talking about the snowflakey quality of...
Dana, it was Hannity, all these guys, outraged, offended, disgusted, because we put a mirror up to Trump and the absurdity of what's going on in this country, the absurdity of Donald Trump, the absurdity of these networks playing into it.
Yep. One more, Gavin Newsom on Colbert last night.
People ask, well, is authoritarianism, you're being hyperbolic? Bull, we're being hyperbolic. If you're a black and brown community, it's here in this country. And so I'm deeply proud that I had the privilege of signing the nation's first bill to address the issue of masking. Also to require, you have simple identification, to your point. I mean, if some guy jumped out of an unmarked car in a van with a mask on, tried to grab me, I mean, by definition, you're going to push back. And so these are not just authoritarian tendencies. These are authoritarian actions by an authoritarian government. You saw what Stephen Miller said last week. This should put chills up fine. Called the Democratic Party an extremist organization, basically a terrorist organization, saying he's going after his enemies. You saw the tweet that Donald Trump sent out, Truth Social, basically telling Pam Bondi, I want these 3 people taken out. That's happening in the United States. This can't be normalized. None of this can be normalized.
So once again, he's passed this here in California that you have to, they can't wear a mask. And so they're already saying they're not going to, they're not going to comply with that. So it's just that's all they're doing, Chris, is going city to city to pick fights, to incite violence.
Yep.
I mean, J.B. Pritzker said it in terms of, trying to provoke violence, trying to enact God knows martial law. This is J.B. Pritzker last night.
One of the reasons Donald Trump wants to send troops into American cities is because he wants to be able to take control of the 2026 elections. Now, if they've got troops in cities and it becomes a kind of norm for people, then it won't be abnormal for them when they're going to vote having troops at the ballot boxes. He'll say that he's protecting the ballot. And if he thinks there's some kind of fraud, and what I mean by that is if he thinks that his party isn't going to win, then they very well could do what they suggested they were going to do in 2020, which is take control of the ballot boxes.
Yeah, I mean, both he and Newsom really sounding the alarm.
Yeah.
The 5-alarm fire on the midterms.
Well, they should. I wish more people would.
Yeah, one more, Gov.
MAGA Republicans in Congress may be in control now, but in 2026, they will not be unless Donald Trump does something to change this country fundamentally. And that is what he's trying to do. Democrats are going to win in 2026, but not if Donald Trump is allowed to cheat.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm glad everybody is saying it out loud. So we played some of the Kamala Harris. This is what I mean about the just snowflakey, whiny babiness of this entire party. So Trump's administration fired back at Vice President Harris after she called the president a tyrant in this, I think it was the Rachel Maddow interview, they accused Harris of inciting violence. When she caught, see, this is what they're going to say. No, the other side, she in no way, I watched that whole interview, Chris. She in no way. She said, sick, failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris is inciting violence on MSNBC, calling the duly elected president who escaped 2 assassination attempts a tyrant. Well, lots of people, including people on his side, are calling him a tyrant.
Tyrants are going to tyrant.
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what tyranny looks like. But it's like, they're just going to say, no matter what Jimmy Kimmel or Kamala Harris, whoever says, they're going to go, oh, see, it's just the same, and they're inciting violence when they're doing no such thing.
No.
By the way, he mentioned Stephen Miller. If you need to induce vomiting for some reason this morning,
Here's your morning Ipecac.
maybe you need to get back to your goal weight like I wanted to. And then I had nausea last week, and it's fantastic. Stephen Miller's wife,
Katie. The lovely and talented Katie Miller.
said her husband is a sexual matador. In an interview with Jesse Waters, which is also a little bit. Waters said to Miller, so just so the audience is aware, you're married to Stephen Miller, so you're the envy of all women.
Oh, God.
The sexual matador, right? Miller replied.
Oh, God.
Waters said, what's it like being married to such a sexual matador?
Oh, God. What does that mean?
That doesn't really seem sexy at all, does it?
Well, I mean, matadors
Getting
are...
stabbed with a spear? I don't know. What does it mean? He's an incredibly inspiring man who gets me going in the morning with his speeches. Oh yeah, we have some of his speech, don't we?
Yeah, I think so.
The Charlie Kirk Memorial
In the original German, I believe. Do.
Oh, do we have it? Yeah, because it's gets me going in the morning. Yeah. You know how it is to get that loving wake up. Rouse! Rouse!
If it worked for Ava Braun, you know.
He's being like, let's start the day. Oh, that's what that was. I was translating. Let's start the day.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that's basically...
Liebchen, raus!
Hitler was singing, good morning, good morning.
Fatherland, fatherland. Okay. Let's start the day. I'm going to defeat the left and we're going to win. Oh, yeah, I would love to wake up to that. That's so soothing. Go shut the up and get my coffee. He wakes up at the day ready to carry out the mission that President Trump was elected to do. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, imagine being Mrs. Stephen Miller. Dear God.
Olay.
Oh. Olay. It's a red cape. Don't make him mad. I prefer this story, which I think is closer to the truth. Stephen Miller was reportedly so disliked during his earlier time on Capitol Hill that Republican staffers invented a rumor that he liked to play with porcelain dolls to embarrass him. Such mockery has not subsided. The president allegedly gossiping about Miller behind his back over his intense and awkward manner. Oh, good. See, that's one thing that might unite the country is we all hate Stephen Miller.
Yeah. Except for his wife, who thinks he's a sexual matador.
Oh, God. I just think I'm going to barf.
Well, what if I told you that most collagen products aren't just a waste of money? They're loaded with toxins that could lead to skin issues, heart problems, even cognitive decline. Scary, but it's true. See, collagen is the most abundant protein in your body, and your natural supply drops as you age. That's why so many people our age are turning to collagen to relieve joint pain, rebuild bones, even look years younger. Here's the catch. You have to know what to look for, or you could end up doing more harm than good. Before you buy another tub from Amazon or your local store, go check out the top 5 collagen warnings every American needs to see, along with a special offer. It's a quick read that could save your health and your wallet. Right now, get a special bundle deal at a fraction of the retail price and free shipping. This offer is only available at getnativepath.com/Stephanie. That's getnativepath.com/Stephanie. I love my Native Path collagen. You will too.